What's going on, all you wild IMF agents out there? Your two
Oh,
least
me?
favorite uncles from the Chicagoland area enjoying a Memorial Day weekend are back. I'm
Yes.
Uncle Logan Myers, and that's my beautiful good mate over there.
Well, I'm Henry Hunt, and welcome in, you wild thrill seekers. We got a great Cinephellas movie review for you. Me and Uncle Logan love this time of year. The summer blockbuster season kicked off in full effect, and who better to ring in the Memorial Day weekend and the summer blockbuster season than Mr. Tom Cruise, that wild thrill seeker and action and movie star. He's been doing his damn thing for what, 40 years now? I mean, he just keeps pushing the boundaries, and he's back as Ethan Hunt in probably his most memorable role, his longest running franchise here. And this might be the final time that we see him play this character. And it's following a couple of years ago. If you'll remember Mission Impossible. This one follows Dead Reckoning from a few years ago. It's a continuation of that, and it could be the possible final film in the franchise. We are reviewing Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
And I need you all to trust me one last time.
Our lives are the sum of our choices. This is your calling, your destiny. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
That's right. These wild secret Asian men are back at it for the eighth installment in this franchise. I can't believe it. The first one came out in 1996.
Wow.
It's incredible. It's been going on this long, and one of the few franchises that I think have gotten better as the movies have progressed, where it's usually the opposite. Usually the beginning, the first few are great, and they get
Mhm.
worse. But this one, especially with Christopher McQuarrie at the helm here, just really brings these to a whole different, more action-packed and realistic level compared to the other ones that were kind of silly at times. We're
Yeah.
back with Ethan Hunt from Madison, Wisconsin, of course. Last movie
Same
having to
old
do
Ethan.
same old Ethan's back with his crew. Bing Rames, you got Haley Atwell in this movie, and of course Benji, my man Simon Pegg returning into this role in brand new film. It really takes sets up where it left off in the first film, having to do with AI and the entity, this AI brain that's trying to control and take over the world, or evil intentions.
And if you remember where the last film left off, Ethan got a hold of the key that basically can go down in that submarine and is the key to basically unlocking the nuclear weapons for being released by the entity. And he has to stop the entity in this movie. Otherwise, nuclear war threatens the entire world. The stakes have never been higher in the franchise, believe it or not. This one pulls out all the stops, and you really feel the weight of the story on this one. And it really does feel like this could be the final film in the franchise, just the way everything's set up and the way the movie plays out. Of course, a Mission Impossible movie, you're going to have the insane stunts performed by Tom Cruise. As these movies have gone on, you mentioned that they've gotten better. And of course, that has a lot to do with his teaming with Christopher McQuarrie, like you mentioned, and them wanting to push the envelope on what they could do with these stunts and make them as realistic as possible. And this film is no different. This one, he does a couple sequences throughout this film that must be seen on the big screen. I mean, the whole underwater sequence was claustrophobic and just had me just like squirming in my seat. It was really a scene to behold, and it felt like 10 or 15 minutes of him trying to get free and get out of that sunken submarine on the bottom of the ocean, and him having to dodge warheads falling in from this submarine that's completely submerged waters into it. Not only does he have to hold his breath, but he has to find an opening through this submarine and get out. And yeah, just the way it was filmed and everything was wild. and one of the more memorable scenes in this movie.
Every movie, next movie, a Mission Impossible, they have to up the ante from the last one. The last movie, with Ethan taking the motorcycle over the side of a mountain, which was
Hmm.
fucking incredible to see in the movie theaters. Just felt like you're on the bike
Yeah.
with him. And this time having to do with getting out of the submarine, which was super intense. And of course, the aerial scene at the very end of the movie and the plane that
Hmm.
missed you in the trailer, but
Yeah.
just ups the ante and him pushing the limit here. I'm talking about Tom Cruise with being 62 years old, but doing some crazy ass stunts and really one of the last few Hollywood stars, action stars, and stars in general. There's
Mhm.
totally different bread these days with actors compared to the older school ones that have been doing it, 40 years. But Tom Cruise, incredible. But yeah, going back to what you're talking about in the last film, him getting the cruciform key, and he has to apply it to the Podvodka device, which is on board the submarine, the Russian one, the Sevastopol sub that Ethan has to dive in, swim through, and get out of there in time, which was, yeah, the best part of the movie for sure. The way that that was filmed, just everything about it, really edge of your seat kind of scene there, and not really sure
Mhm.
if Ethan's going to make it out alive. But yeah, definitely one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah, we saw Milchick from Severance as one of the Navy captains that has to talk to Ethan and finally gets on board with his plan and helps him out there. That was really cool seeing him. There's several new characters that joined the franchise, and that's something that this franchise has done since the start. Usually in each film, there's, one or two new actors that have joined the team, and usually they go on to carry on their roles later on in the franchise. With this being the last one, we don't know yet. Seemingly, this could be the last one, but that's what this franchise also did best, was have the ensemble along with Ethan. And over the course of these 8 films, he's really built a really great team. And the two team members that stand out that have been there, for the most part since the beginning, actually, Luther, Ving Rhames' character, has been there since the very first one. I think Simon Pegg came a little later, but it felt like those two were written in this the final reckoning here to give weight to the story because they've been with Ethan since the very beginning, and you really feel that in this movie. There's a lot of heartfelt moments. Not everybody survives, and that's something that really brings this movie, its finality and gives it that special feeling that you want to see when you're going to the movie theater. And I thought that Ving Rhames, his moments and scenes with Tom Cruise in the hospital and everything there, really, brought home this movie and gave it that emotional core that it needed, along with these great stunts and everything. You need a great story. And I really felt that we got that in this movie. Overall, Simon Pegg, another standout in this movie to me, had a lot of scenes and just the way he's teamed up with Ethan. He's like the smart guy, the techie, and knows how to talk to Ethan through his missions and kind of lead him the right way and find out all the technical aspects behind the film. Everybody has their own specialties. Haley Atwell, I thought she did a really great job in this movie as well. Playing a really great character here who has really fast hands. She can pickpocket anybody seemingly, and her character really comes in to play, and they need her. So everybody feels like they have their specific purposes in this film. Ethan, of course, has to do these insane things to save the world. It's not called Mission Impossible for anything, but as we know, it's Ethan Hunt. After a while, should they really call these films Mission Impossible anymore? Because we know what's going to happen.
They're all possible, aren't they? And if you choose to accept, that is. Going back to Tremel Tillman, he was playing the U.S. sub commander, Captain Bledsoe. Really nice addition to this one. The other person I was thinking of was Hannah Waddingham. Had a
Mhm.
smaller part in the film, but it was pretty cool seeing her with an American accent, dealing with the military and also trying to help out Ethan at the same time. And getting a message from the president of the United States.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, going back to the entity, it's really that's what this movie's about is putting a stop to it, and that's going to be done with the poison pill they call it. Luther putting this together, and of course the scene on the sub with Ethan putting this together will destroy the entity, this AI brain essentially. So time is a ticking. It's an apocalypse clock. only got a few days to really complete this mission and save the world like Ethan Hunt
Mhm.
is always tasked with doing. And it really sets it up until the final minutes of the movie. I really like how everything was really done in this film and how it all ended up. And it's a nice send off and a goodbye. I think I'm perfectly happy with 8 films. I think they went out on top. There's nothing more they could really do with it at this point. Let Tom Cruise do something else for a little bit, do some comedies, do a horror movie. Say goodbye to Ethan
Mhm.
Hunt's character for a while. Really, here is the core cast, legacy characters that show up. It comes full circle, a lot of callbacks to the first Mission Impossible movie, even a character returning that's a pivotal part towards the end, returning
Mhm.
from the first movie and also the originals. It's a nice rewind and getting a refresher in all the other films in the franchise. And it really does come full circle. Some really great character arcs. Cinematography is absolutely beautiful. Obviously, the stunts are the best part of the movie. Tom Cruise doing his crazy shit. And the stakes are never higher, and an absolute blast seeing this at the movie theater on Friday and kicking off the summer blockbuster season with a bang. Dun,
Ooh.
dun, 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 dun,
Dun, dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun, dun,
Talking about it,
dun.
I think I want to go see it again in IMAX because it was that damn good. I had a blast at Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning, recommend everybody out there go see it in the biggest screen possible. Support this movie, have a great time, get some popcorn, and get the summer started off right. So, that being said, I'm going to give the film, the 8th installment in this franchise, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Tom Cruise hair pieces.
I agree with you, man. I had a great time with this film. This is the perfect way to kick off the summer blockbuster season in cinemas. This is a movie that has to be seen on the big screen. A great way to end the franchise here. Tom Cruise is given his body, put it on the line, film after film. This film is no different. That whole plane sequence at the end was an awesome sequence and send off for that character. He was up in the air dangling off an airplane for real. He actually did that. It's not no green screen.
One
Literally
arm.
risked his life. So you guys definitely need to go check out this movie. I think I liked the first part. I mean, I know they separated these two films, but this is kind of like the part one and part two here. I think I like the first one a little better. I think the stunts were a little cooler, the train sequence, the jump, but this one is still a sight to behold. It gives you everything that you want to see and for a summer blockbuster and gives you everything you want to see in a Mission Impossible film. And like you mentioned, it really does tie all 8 films together, calling back to the very first one back from the 90s there, bringing that character back. That was really cool to see and giving us that emotional send off in the final scene there. It was really cool, really memorable. And yeah, you're right. This would be awesome to go see again on an IMAX screen. I'm sure it would be phenomenal. So, with that being said, I too am going to give Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Benji hair pieces.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. The first part, the last movie, basically, I liked it a little more than this one. I had a few problems with this movie. I think the runtime is a little long too. Started to feel it a little bit. The villain I forgot to talk about earlier, Gabriel
Mhm.
as Morales. Yeah, I didn't really think he was as good this time around either. I thought he was more annoying than he was, menacing and
Yeah,
or
he was a prick, too
he was just
cocky.
he was really cocky, arrogant, and arrogance
Uh,
I don't like. So didn't care for him this time around, and that's why I would kick my score down a little bit compared to the other
mhm,
one. But that was only my minor complaint, just a little lengthy, and the villain was kind of meh this time
mhm.
around. But anyways, want to hear from all you wild action enthusiasts out there. What did you like about the brand new Mission Impossible film? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite film in the franchise? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to stay subscribe. Also, check out these wild and cool Memorial Day dads over on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news and reviews.
So if Uncle Tom Cruise steps down from the franchise, of course, they're going to want to keep the franchise going eventually, maybe hand it off to somebody new. Do you have anybody in mind that you could see Tom handing the reins off to?
That's a good one. I would say the
Hmm.
kid from Kingsman. Can't think of his name right now.
Oh, okay. Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton. I like him a lot as an actor. I thought he was great in those
It's a good
movies.
choice. Yeah. And
Is
he's
Brit?
young enough he could, yeah, have a franchise for many years to come, for
Yeah,
sure.
have a Brit take over. I could see it. What about you?
Somebody else that Tom Cruise had talked about the franchise with is Glenn Powell.
Ooh,
So
that's a good one. I could
yeah,
see that.
They have a good relationship, so yeah, that's something that is a possibility. They have obviously Top Gun together, but Mission Impossible, he needs a young star to take over the reins, maybe in the future. Two possibilities anyway. But yeah, probably the last time we'll see Tom in the role, but maybe not. Maybe a few years down the line, he hands off the film to somebody else and plays like the wise role, doesn't do as many stunts, but
Like the
somebody else
Luther
steps in.
role or something, like
Yeah,
the
something like
older
that.
mentor, kind of
Yeah.
tech guy. Who knows?
But you know him, he'll want to do something, at least one thing cool in the film. He's not all the way done. He's not dead yet. He said he wants to play the role till he's 100 before. So I have a feeling that he'll still do something crazy, to come, and he'll be a part of this franchise forever. He's left his mark, and Final Reckoning, really put this whole series and franchise in a good place. It ended things here. So thank you guys for watching our review of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And we will be back all summer season long. We got a lot of blockbusters to come, and we're going to be reviewing each and every one of them. So until the next Impossible Mission, I'm Uncle Henry Hunt.
And I'm Uncle Logan Pegg signing out till the next movie review. This review will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Oh, 5. Jeez.